The hardest choice I ever had to make was between family or friends.
And what was the circumstance?
I don't know what that means.
When did it happen? Like,
When I was with my friends at school.
okay. And what did you choose?
Um, Family.
Um, Probably going to therapy. That was a hard one. Because when you go to therapy, you know, you have to talk about everything that you go to therapy for. So that was hard for me to do, but I did it.
The name of my album. I don't know, it's my first album, so I want it to mean something, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, I'm a dad in it, so I thought I'd name it Daddy.
Probably what I want to do for uni.
Yeah.
My uni course is probably the hardest choice, which was very hard to pick what I wanted to do for my degree in my future, what I wanted to do, so it's probably my hardest choice.
It would have to have been when I was in lockdown and I was studying on my dance degree, and I had to move all of my stuff basically from Leeds to London, but during the pandemic. And so, yeah, having to like pack half of my life and then come back and finish my degree from like my living room was not fun.
And come to the UK because I grew up in India.
There was a point where I wanted to drop out of uni, and then I didn't in the end, but that was a hard decision.
When I moved away, I had to choose, of course, my education and my future over staying and spending time with my family there. So I'm just here in a whole other continent, but I don't regret it. I made the right choice.
Where are you from originally?
From Libya,
Libya.
yes.
Well, I moved back to Africa, and at the age of 18, I had to leave my family and choose to come to the UK alone at the age of 18. And so for me, that was a hard decision.
Whether I moved to the Netherlands or not.
Moving back from New Zealand, whether we move back, which we did, we're here.
To move to UK because I don't have anyone there, I don't have a family there, but you know, you can get used to it anyway, so.
I decided after working for 2 years in this company, I grabbed all my savings, packed 2 suitcases and landed in Geneva without having no clue what was going to happen. And I ended up living 6 months with my uncle, and I gave myself a year. And within a year, if I had my own place and a job, I would stay in Switzerland. If not, I was heading back. And then 1 year later, I had my flat and my job. And then now it's been 16 years and I'm still in Switzerland.
Maybe where I went to school for university. I decided to go to school over in America rather than here. So that meant 4 years of living away from my family.
Stepping up and moving on and moving out of my parents' house, really, and that was only happened like a month ago. And you know, it's only because I wasn't ready. You know, that was a difficult choice, but yeah.
Leave my kids them back home. Because them shoot me up and me have to left Jamaica. Yeah.
Probably stopping my teenage life and becoming a parent.
Divorce, because you have children. When you have children, there's a divorce. It's not that simple. Sometimes you try to work out the relationship, but the key of the relationship is trust. You know, love can come after, but trust is important. There's no trust, and the trust is broken, you cannot have it back.
Deciding whether to tell my dad that mum's having an affair.
Deciding whether to stay with my long-term partner or not. I decided to stay for now.
Whether to go to court and sort go to court and sort things out with my ex, or to go to business classes.
Probably broke up with my ex and I had to move out as well, so that was the hardest choice, to move out.
Just to accept that I'm not gonna find another person exactly like me. Because I think I was looking for it in a lot of places. But to accept that everyone's an individual, you know?
Marrying this one.
Honestly, you know what? It sounds crazy, but I don't feel like I've had to make a hard choice. But then I do make, like right now, we were talking about how I'm thinking about quitting my job or not. But to me, it's not that hard. Like in my head, I'm like, if I'm not happy, just quit. Like it's not a hard choice. But then I'm like, oh, but you know, it's no stability and no money and and like for a while, I'm not gonna have to be looking for a job.
Yeah.
But in my head, I'm like, if I'm not happy, let me just leave. So in my head, it's not that hard of a choice.
Right.
I sort of feel like most of my decisions were either made for me or
came quite naturally. So I would say that I don't really feel like I've ever had to make a hard decision. I get that, there's a level of privilege to that as well. But also, yeah, I don't have an answer.
Probably to have a double mastectomy when I didn't believe I had cancer, because I've got a genetic mutation. It's called BRCA1. So my risk of breast cancer was around about 85%. And in the end I decided, well, I mean, it's only boobs, and I wasn't particularly attached to them anyway. So I had the operation done and used fat from my arse basically to recreate my breasts. And then after the operation, they called me back in to tell me the results when they'd analysed the tissue, and they'd actually found a cancerous tumour. So I actually did have cancer, but it was too small to be detected.
Maybe there's hard choices, but I never had really regretted a choice I made. Maybe rather not making a decision or not making a choice, and maybe saying I should have done something instead of having done something and then regret it. No, that's actually luckily never happened to me, that I have done something and I have to say, oh, I would, if I could go back in time, I would not do this.
What's the toughest decision you've ever had to make?
To leave my home country.
And why did you make the decision?
Because I got married.
Do you think it was the right decision in the end?
I can't say either way.
How comes?
Because seeing my country as it is now, probably I made the right decision. Because people who are left behind are facing more difficulties in the country as it is at the moment.
Okay, and cut. Very good. Thank you, Dada.
Is that all?
That's all, yeah.
Okay.